Initiating System 1. System 1 loaded.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the home of diversion, Start Station. Today, we will be showing you our team in action whenever a flight arrives and departs from the pier. But before anything else, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Shikaina, a passenger service agent under the business camp, the proud ground handler of Cebu Pacific Air Operation Trainer. And here's my colleague, Valerie Cassie. Cebu Pacific Air is currently taking 24 flights out of March. There are 3 domestic flights and all of other regional flights and commercial. In our station, we are providing the highest standard of care, security, safety, and service to our guests and all customers. We are committed to serve the Pacific Air to the highest standard, so that our passengers have fun, filled, safe.
Second box, 1151. Baggage, 97, diagonal 1187 kilograms, code 4. And cargo, 121, diagonal 1697, code 1485. Okay, for hold 1 compartment. Jack, for the Bertol Bayor. Kapag na-approach sa compartment na yung Marshall at Taliban. Kasama na rin sa Tuan Wali, sa Baka para hold 2 compartment, Joey. Hold 4. Bayor. Tapos, kasama mo si Arvin. Nakita pa ng pang-up. Arvin, ikaw mo na mag-i-insert sa alam ng portal. Holding. Laboratory po na po natin. Tapos, cleaning para sa nagsirin.
As part of the compliance on one of the basic ramp activity rules, we are conducting FOD Swift 15 minutes before ETA, during ramp operations, and right after flight departure. This is to ensure that there will be no chance of incidents that could cause serious damage to the aircraft, and also to prevent flight disruptions.
As you can see, the ramp agent on duty, Mr. Anatoly Pachero, and his team is currently performing the FOD search on bay number 3, our assigned bay for our Singapore flight. Our ramp department is composed of 3 teams, and Sir Ali's team is the best of 3 teams.
G149, Hong Kong has just landed, and it takes around 10 minutes for the aircraft to taxi in at our main ramp. Since our runway is the longest runway in the Philippines and one of the longest in Asia, aside from its length, the MIA can also house at least 30 wide-body aircrafts all at the same time in case of diversions.
Even though we have maintenance team assigned here in Clark, it is our staff that does the marshalling and communication with the headset all throughout the flight. For this flight, our ramp agent will perform the headset, and Sir Chris will do the marshalling, while Sir Arvin will install the shocks.
Our headset man, together with the chocks man, are already positioned near the aircraft parking stop for easy installation of chocks, as well as to serve as the guide for the marshaller also. For safety purpose, chocksmen and headsetmen are positioned in such a way that they are still safe and out of aircraft's way.
In this instance, all ground personnel will not approach aircraft unless all of these conditions had been met. Namely, number 1, the aircraft had completely stopped. Number 2, nose wheels were completely chocked. Number 3, the anti-collision beacon is off. And number 4, the marshaller had given a safe to approach signal.
Again, we are valuing safety here. That is why we are strictly following the said procedure. Alright, when all of this have been met, all equipments as well as ground staff are now safe to approach the aircraft. However, before the arrival of the aircraft, all ground services equipments are checked to see if there are any defects which could lead to damage of the aircraft, both on ground and air, as well as damage to the fellow GSE. The positioning of the stairs, the opening of the cargo holds, and the positioning of the GSEs needed at the ramp are done simultaneously to maximize the 35 minutes ground time.
Yes, for Clark, we have given 35 minutes to dispatch the flight we handle, unlike other stations wherein they have 25 minutes ground time and 45 minutes for Manila. This is because all of our turnaround flights has a change crew practice. By the way, what is a change crew practice?
I know! This is when there are different batch of crew flying on our flights. For instance, Clark to Hong Kong. They will have a different crew who fly out Clark to Sydney.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and this will take a lot of time for the ground time, and since they have endorsements before they could actually ask for boarding clearance from the pilot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is why we really have to make out the best of our ground time by working fast and efficiently without compromising safety, of course. We will now move to the positioning of the air stairs. As you can see, there are 4 loaders who do the positioning. In the case of Clark, there is a designated marshaller to guide the loaders on the exact position and advise when to stop.
That's right, we have to make sure that there is at least 1 to 2 inches distance between the rubber bumper of the stairs and the fuselage. They have also to make sure that there should be no metal parts that will be in the contact with the fuselage. Moreover, they have to move a slant position to ensure that the handrail of the stairs is not in contact with the cabin door. Finally, they have to make sure that the cabin doors are fully opened and that the stairs are in its proper place before the ground crew can give the cabin crew go signal to allow passengers to disembark.
Before passengers are allowed to disembark using the rear or aft door, ground personnel should make sure that the cones and cordons are properly placed in such a way that the passengers cannot cross or pass through below the aircraft wings.
That's right, safety first. take a peek on how our gallant loaders and ramp equipment operators do their expertise.
Simultaneous to the disembarkation of passengers, our loaders are also unloading and loading the cargoes and baggage. This should be done with safety cautions since we are also considering the weight and balance of the aircraft.
Exactly. Later on, we will be showing you the proper positioning of the BCL, fuel trucks, and other GSEs at the ramp. It is also important that we follow the procedures on the proper positioning of all equipments working at the ramp area, especially when the aircraft is in service. This is to avoid accidents at the ramp.
Oh, I know that. For instance, the operator operating the PCL and other GSEs, such as the lavatory truck, should have a marshaller to guide equipment from bumping into equipment, person working at the ramp, or worse, the aircraft.
We will now proceed to our cargo holds. This is where unloading and loading of cargoes and baggage takes place. The aircraft assigned for Clark is Airbus 319. So there are 3 cargo holds that is available for the cargo and baggage loading. The front compartment is hold 1. The aft section compartment is divided into 2 holds, which are holds 4 and 5.
As we can see, the loaders are busy unloading the cargoes from the Hong Kong flight. After the holds were already cleared, they will start loading the outgoing cargoes and baggage. Loaders will have to make sure to strictly follow the markings that are placed on whatever they are loading. For instance, if a certain baggage had the marking of this side up or fragile, they will have to make sure that it will be loaded in such manner also.
After the compartments were already loaded, the loaders will make it sure that the safety net is properly installed. This is to ensure that the baggage and cargoes will not immediately fall down when the holds were opened at the destination station.
That's right. Failure to do so will be dealt with disciplinary action, since there will be a tendency that their luggage will be damaged, thus leading to customer complaints.
In other words, 5J teamwork
And customer satisfaction.
Teamwork is not only between 5J. To be able to dispatch the flight on time, it is a joint effort between our partners, the CIF, the maintenance provider of our operations here in Clark, and is also responsible for the annual C checks of all our aircraft, and also Lubwell, our fuel provider.
Of course, we cannot do it without our partners, and they are too very well aware of the safety practices here at the ramp. For instance, Lubwell knows where to properly position their fuel truck, which will not have any possibility of incurring any damage on any other equipment working at the ramp.
Talking about safety, it is also the mandate of our refueler that they will not proceed through refueling when the fire truck is not present. In Clark's case, the fire truck is always available every flight. In cases of boarding while refueling, there should be ground staff present at the headset.
This is because in cases wherein fire ignites, there will be contact between the cockpit and the ground. Again and again, safety is everybody's concern. After boarding and the aircraft is now ready to depart, all passengers were all accounted for, all documents were already endorsed to the LCCI or the lead cabin crew for international flight, and the captain had given the signal to close the cabin doors. Ramp agents should make sure that the railings of the stairs will not get in the way in the closing of doors.
After ensuring that it is clear to pull out the stairs, he will then give a thumbs up sign and will then position himself at the second to the last step of the stairs to check if there will any part of stairs which might get in contact with the aircraft.
But remember to make a thumbs up sign to the cabin crew to ensure that it is now safe to pull out the stairs. After doing so, he may initiate the pulling out of the stairs. Minimum of 4 ground personnel will pull out the stairs.
However, Shay, in our case, tow tug will do the pulling out of the stairs. There will be one ground personnel who will assist the ramp operator in ensuring that the air stairs are properly and safely clipped into the tug before ramp operator can pull it out.
When all of this is done, Sir Arali will now proceed to the headset to initiate the departure of the flight. He will assist the pilot in command in checking whether the flight controls outside the aircraft, such as engines 2 and 1. If there are leaks on those engines, or in the event that there is developed fire, he can easily advise the cockpit.
Check out how actual chocks off and taxi out action.
Notice how the headset man signals the captain if it's already okay to release the parking brake when there are no more staff below the aircraft.
The captain usually tells the headset man, okay to disconnect, hand signal on the left or right, and that is what the headset man will do. Before he removes the headset pin, he will wish the captain a safe flight.
The headset man will also show the pin to the captain as a way of telling that it is okay to proceed.
This is my favorite part. All the ramp personnel will position themselves in a line to wave the passengers, the captain, and the aircraft goodbye.
In this way, we can show our warmth towards our passengers because we wear a smile.